I remember when I was a kid and Sonic Generations was brand new or so. I remember my brother rushing up to my room and waking me up or whatever I was doing, playing a game or whatever, and he said, "Bro, the Sonic Generations demo is now on Xbox." I remember being so excited to play the game. I ran downstairs with him and we both experienced it, although he played it first. I got to play classic Sonic's Green Hill Zone and I got to play modern Sonic's Green Hill Zone, because that's all that there was at the time. But playing this really got me excited for the game, and I was really excited to play it and I really wanted it. Flash forward a couple of months, we obtained a copy and I had Sonic Generations in my hand. And me and my brother went, wherever we went, we played the game and we sat down and played it all the time. I love this game and it's really going to be better to play this game and wash out this awful taste in my mouth that is Forces. So hopefully this game still holds up. I'm very excited, so why don't we pop it in our 360 and let's give it a shot.
Sonic Generation. It's all coming back to me now.
Whoops. Good old nostalgia goggles got me again. They just seem to pop on whenever they feel like it. But don't worry guys, I plan to give this game a fair and critical review based on what I've experienced.
For Sonic's 20th anniversary, we got Sonic Generations, which came out on Xbox 360, PS3, 3DS, and PC. And while I own all versions, the Xbox 360 version is the one I will be covering today. So, how is that story? As soon as you boot the game up, it immediately jumps you into classic Green Hill Zone, like the Genesis days. This is a very warm welcome because you can figure out how classic Sonic plays and understand the controls of it. But also very shocking since every game has a beginning cutscene to it before we jump right in. But when you finish the zone, we see sort of a demon in the sky, then it cuts to the present day to where we see Tails throwing Sonic a surprise birthday party. While everyone is enjoying theirself, the demon comes back, which, by the way, this is the Time Eater. So the Time Eater kidnaps all of Sonic's friends, so Sonic decides it's a good idea to just jump right into it, knocking Sonic back, causing him to pass out. When Sonic wakes up, he's transferred to a sort of white void area to where he sees Green Hill upon inspection. After Sonic is done with Green Hill Zone, Tails is set free and a Sonic reflects on Green Hill Zone. And now, after this, it kind of just takes a basic formula. There's a couple moments to where we have cutscenes, but it shows what we already expect. Sonic and Tails meet their classic self. Whoa, there's a Time Eater! Next stage. Until you get to the end of the game to where we find out that Dr. Eggman has been in control of the Time Eater this whole time, the two Sonics go super and take him down. Classic Sonic and Tails go back to their world, and that's pretty much the whole story to Sonic Generations. It's kind of a letdown, honestly, but I really don't focus on story in a Sonic game. So how does the gameplay hold up? So the gameplay is broken up into two acts. In the first act, you take control of Classic Sonic, and while he controls okay, he's just a bit on the stiff side. Maybe that's just me. I never feel like I'm in total control. Making jumps on narrow platforms makes me sweat. I'm jumping ahead here, but I just equipped the homing attack to Classic Sonic to make it easier on me. Plus I feel Classic Sonic just controls better. But maybe that's just me. In Act 2 we control Modern Sonic, who plays just like he did in Colors and Unleashed. But however, Modern Sonic's controls is very, shall I say slippery? He slips all over the place, which makes it really hard to have precise controls, but using the boost formula again I think was a really good move. Modern Sonic's gameplay should be boost formula, and I think that should be the staple now, because I really love the boost formula. Hell, even Forces did it right and the game is meh.
So overall, the gameplay is fine, and it's kind of fun actually. Maybe I'm just having a hard time because the controls in Sonic Forces is a bit different. Sonic's a bit more weighty than he is in Sonic Forces. In this game, he's just outright slippery.
Bro, don't even get me started on these graphics. God damn, these graphics are beautiful. I don't think they're good as Unleashed personally, but it gets pretty comparable at times. For instance, Planet Wisp in itself. My god, look how gorgeous this stage is. And the thrill that is Rooftop Run and City Escape, just running and boosting through it, it's graphics overload. Especially when boosting. The game just blurs it all behind you. God, it's gorgeous. Well hey, it's called Sonic Generations for a reason, and that's because it recaps over the generations of all the Sonic games. So let's get discussing those levels. But I'm going to say the levels I would have preferred over the ones we got. There's not a lot I would change, but I think this is a fun idea to do, so let's get right into it. So for the Genesis era, we have Green Hill Zone, Chemical Plant Zone, and Sky Sanctuary. These levels are fine, Me personally, I would love to have seen Mystic Cave replace Chemical Plant, and Angel Island or Ice Cap Zone to replace Sky Sanctuary. But the levels are fine as it is. For the Dreamcast era, we have Speed Highway, City Escape, and Seaside Hill. Now I am fine with these levels as well, but I personally would have loved to see Emerald Coast over Speed Highway. And the other two are fine, and just because I see people who complain about this, but Sonic Heroes was made with the same engine Adventure 1 and 2 were made on, which were on the Dreamcast. Hence why this era is called the Dreamcast era, why Seaside Hill is in it. The modern era, we have Crisis City, Rooftop Run, and Planet Wisp. Now, the other two levels are fine, but I cannot stand Crisis City with a passion. Apparently, when this game was being developed, Sega had a pool that the fans can pick whatever levels they wanted from the favorite Sonic games. Who were the sick people that voted for Crisis City? That level was awful in the original game, and it's not much better here. Kingdom Valley would have made a much better pick. So the levels are okay for what they are, alright? I might not be the biggest fan of Crisis City, but that doesn't even pale in comparison to Planet Wisp. Planet Wisp is one of the longest and most confusing levels I've ever played. It starts out so promising. You're boosting through the luscious green fields, everything's great, and then it throws you into nothing but 2D sections where it's like puzzle solving. My recorded footage of this map took over 11 minutes just to get it right, just to beat it. I've beaten Generations before, and I've definitely beat it in a slower time than that. But replaying the level, it was not a fun time. I hate Crisis City, but at least that level is goddamn short enough to play as a Sonic game, as a Sonic level. Planet Wisp, both acts can just go to hell. They're so long, they're tedious, they're boring, especially. I love the beginning of Planet Wisp, and then I kind of just turn it off after the beginning's over. As soon as 2D enters, I'm out. Each level has multi-branching pathways, so replayability is through the roof in this game. Like for instance, here in Chemical Plant Act 2, you see those areas in the background, it looks like they're just background art. But no, you can get on those and take a different route, and the game is full of it. I absolutely love it. No replayed level is the same experience, and it's amazing. And speaking of amazing, that music. Every review I have seen on this game, they beat on the game for having unoriginal music. And yeah, of course it's not going to be original. It's a recap of all the best music, just like the levels are a recap of all the best stages. The music of the stages are all remixed. While some are hit or miss, some are really amazing. I love classic Sonic City Escape theme, and both Speed Highway on both acts. Oh my god, it's just phenomenal. You might have noticed these red rings around the game. Well, those red rings have a purpose. You can unlock a pick of like 30 songs that you can unlock by grabbing the red rings. They unlock music from all other Sonic games, and you can pick the music that you unlock to play in a stage. How cool is that? In the game, there are a total of 3 mini-bosses that you can fight. You got Metal Sonic, Shadow, and Silver. Again, people ask, why are we fighting Shadow and Silver in this? And it's the same reason for the music and stages, because of nostalgia. And it was a key feature in those games to fight those bosses. Well, for the better or for worse. But the bosses are fun, and once you beat them, you get a Chaos Emerald, and that's how you get through the rest of the story, and then you unlock Super Sonic. And it feels pretty good to beat them again in normal stages. I don't have footage, so you can just look it up. Trust me, it's awesome. The bosses are scattered around the hub world in each of the eras. You got Metal Sonic for the classic era, Shadow for the Dreamcast era, and Silver for the modern era. For how they were introduced is the bosses in that era. Not only do we have Metal Sonic, Shadow, and Silver to fight, but we also have the Death Egg Robot, Perfect Chaos, and the Egg Dragoon. For the Death Egg Robot, I'll say the fight is okay. We had the Death Egg Robot in Sonic 4, and it kind of left a foul taste in everyone's mouth. But the Death Egg Robot, the fight is fine, and it is fun to play. The one I am the most satisfied with is Perfect Chaos, and I'll tell you why. When we all played Sonic Adventure as a kid, we saw Perfect Chaos as he is in Sonic Generations, and that is awesome. That is a great nostalgic moment for me. personally anyway, because Perfect Chaos, it looks like how they originally wanted him to look like. So this fight is awesome, and plus you don't even need to be Super Sonic to take him out, because Sonic's gotten stronger with the boost, baby. The next is the Egg Dragoon, and personally, I'm not a big fan of this fight. It drags on too long, and it's just boring. This would have been a perfect opportunity for the Werehog to come back, since, you know, it's Sonic Generations. While replaying Sonic Generations, I found a couple glitches and frame rate drops. You know, nothing too serious, but I still thought it was worth mentioning. So here you go. Here is a compilation of the frame rate stutters. And here is a compilation of the glitches I've encountered. Like I said, this is not game breaking at all, and it does not ruin the experience. However, this is only on the 360 version as far as I'm aware. If these problems occur on other consoles or other platforms, please let me know in the comments below so I can laugh at that too. Okay, let's discuss the final boss. This boss can go straight to hell. This is a horrible final boss. I don't know why Sonic Team thought this was a good idea. It feels luck-based, like 90% of the time. You boost toward the time meter, and then he jumps back like 50 feet, causing you to do it over again. But that's not the worst part. Oh, no, 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 no. The worst part is that your teammates are constantly yelling at you over the... What? Actually, how are they yelling at me? How do they reach me? I didn't grab a walkie-talkie on my way to fight the stupid son of a bitch. This is a bad boss fight, and one I definitely recommend not replaying once you beat the game.
So yeah, that was Sonic Generations. A good game. Not as great as I remember it, though. It's still a good time almost 7 years later, and that's quite the accomplishment. Can I recommend this to you? Yeah, I can. If you're a Sonic fan, it's probably already in your collection at this point. But if it's not and you're interested, I can't imagine it's too much nowadays. It probably cost you most $20. But yeah, guys, that was Sonic Generations. Please let me know what you think in the comments below. And hey, I'll catch you next time.